Have you ever walked into an airport and felt completely overwhelmed, like the entire place was designed just to confuse you and wear you down? Long lines that seem endless, signage that is impossible to read, terminals that feel miles long, and the constant pressure to get to your gate on time. You try to drag your luggage, shuffle through crowds, and keep your balance while everything moves at a pace that feels just too fast. It can be exhausting, stressful, and even a little frightening, especially as we get older and our energy is not what it used to be. But what if I told you that all of that stress, all of that anxiety, could be completely eliminated? That there are rights and services available to travelers over 60 that airlines are required by law to provide, but they only do if you ask for them the right way. These are not perks, they are rights, and they can save you hundreds of dollars, give you free assistance that most people think costs a fortune, and make the entire experience of flying almost effortless. The best part is that these services are underused simply because people don't know about them. Once you know what to say and when to say it, you can turn the airport from a chaotic obstacle course into a smooth, manageable, and even pleasant experience. Today, I'm going to walk you through all of these rights, how to use them, and the exact words that trigger them, so your next flight can be the first one you take with confidence, comfort, and control. Airports can be enormous, and navigating them can be exhausting. For most people, it's stressful enough to just get from the curb to the gate without feeling overwhelmed. But for travelers over 60 or anyone with mobility concerns, the struggle can feel impossible. There is a service called guided assistance, and it is your right to request it. Imagine this. You arrive at the airport, check in, and a friendly airline employee is there to guide you. They help with the check-in kiosks, escort you through security, carry your luggage if necessary, help you navigate sudden gate changes, and ensure that every step from curb to plane is smooth and stress-free. When you land, they stay with you, guiding you to baggage claim and even all the way to your ride at the curb. This is not a first-class perk. It is something you are entitled to under federal law, and the airlines provide it only when you ask. The magic words are simple. I need guided assistance. There is no need to explain your condition, provide a medical form, or ask if it is possible. By asking directly and clearly, you are exercising a right, and every employee from the check-in desk to the gate agent is required to honor it. Sometimes, requesting guided assistance can even allow your family to receive a gate pass so they can meet you at your departure gate. What could have been a lonely or stressful journey becomes a shared experience filled with calm support. Boarding a plane often feels like a race. First-class passengers, elite frequent flyers, groups A, B, and C all push to get on the plane first. You are left shuffling down the aisle, worrying about finding space in the overhead bins, trying to lift your carry-on while other passengers squeeze past you. But there is a way to board calmly and stress-free. Federal law guarantees pre-boarding for anyone who needs extra time due to mobility concerns, age-related limitations, or any condition that makes moving quickly difficult. You do not need a doctor's note, you do not need to justify yourself, and you do not need to explain your condition. All you need to say at the gate is, I'd like to request pre-boarding as I need additional time to get to my seat and get settled. That's it. With this one simple phrase, you can walk onto an empty plane, find your seat with ease, place your carry-on in the overhead bin without stress, and sit down comfortably before the crowds push in. Boarding suddenly becomes calm instead of frantic, and you do not need to worry about being rushed or bumped while trying to settle in. This is not special treatment. It is your right. Flying can get expensive fast, especially with baggage fees. Many travelers pay extra for every piece of luggage they bring, but there is a category of luggage that flies for free, guaranteed by law. Medical equipment and assisted devices are exempt from baggage fees under the Air Carrier Access Act. This includes CPAP machines, portable oxygen concentrators, nebulizers, walkers, canes, crutches, diabetic supplies, and even extra batteries for devices. If you are checking equipment like this, simply tell the airline, I'm checking medical equipment that's exempt from baggage fees. This is not a request or a question. It is a statement of fact. By saying it clearly and directly, you are exercising your legal right and avoiding confusion or delays. If you have battery-powered devices, it's a good idea to call the airline at least 48 hours in advance to confirm proper packing instructions. This ensures compliance with FAA safety rules and prevents unnecessary problems at check-in. Imagine checking your CPAP machine and still having your full luggage allowance for free. Over time, the savings add up quickly, especially if you travel often. When people think of wheelchair assistance, they often imagine someone who cannot walk at all. The reality is much broader. Anyone with a mobility impairment, chronic pain, balance issues, fatigue, or difficulty walking long distances qualifies. If you need a wheelchair, simply say, "I need wheelchair assistance due to a mobility impairment." If you can walk but need support, say, "I need ambulatory assistance." Once requested, this service provides a full curb-to-plane experience, including help with check-in, navigating security, managing connections, bathroom and snack stops, and ensuring you get to your seat without risk or stress. Airlines cannot leave you unattended in a wheelchair for more than 30 minutes, and often this service allows access to priority lines at check-in and security. This is not extra treatment or special perks. It is a right designed to ensure you travel safely and comfortably. Using the correct terms ensures you receive the level of support you are legally entitled to. Many travelers assume senior discounts on flights no longer exist, but they are often hidden rather than eliminated. Major airlines like United, Delta, and American still offer senior fares for passengers over 65 on select routes. The key is knowing the exact words to use when asking. Do not ask if there is a general discount. Instead, call the airline and ask, "Do you have a senior fare available for a passenger over 65? This precise phrasing triggers a search for unpublished fares that do not appear online. Depending on your route and timing, this could save you anywhere from $50 to $200 per ticket. Always compare the senior fare with any online promotions to ensure you are getting the best price. This one phone call can make a significant difference in the cost of your flight, especially if you travel frequently or last minute. Security screening can be one of the most stressful parts of flying, particularly for those with mobility issues, medical conditions, or anxiety. TSA Cares is a program designed to guide you through every step of the security process with personal support. By calling at least 72 hours before your flight at 855-787-2227, you can request a passenger support specialist who meets you at the security checkpoint, explains each step in advance, helps manage medical devices, and stays with you until you pass through security. This ensures a calm and controlled experience with zero stress. There are no forms, no fees, and no need to provide documentation beyond the basic details of your flight and the type of assistance you require. Flight delays and cancellations happen to everyone, but for travelers who have registered for assistance, they become much easier to handle. Airlines are required to prioritize passengers with mobility or medical needs for rebooking, accommodations, meals, and hotel stays when necessary. When approaching the service desk during a disruption, you can calmly say, "I am a passenger with pre-registered medical mobility needs." This extended delay is creating a significant hardship. What accommodations can the airline provide? This statement politely but firmly asserts your rights and ensures priority handling without creating conflict. It transforms a chaotic situation into one you can navigate with confidence and security. Seats with extra legroom, aisle access, and movable armrests are often sold as premium upgrades, but many of these seats are available at no extra cost if they are requested as an accommodation for mobility or medical reasons. When checking in, say, "Due to a medical condition, I require a seat with additional legroom." Is a bulkhead seat available as an accommodation? Airlines often reserve seats specifically for last-minute accommodation requests, so even if the online system shows no availability, it is always worth asking at the check-in counter or the gate. Travelers who need a caregiver or companion can also have them seated next to them without additional fees when it is medically necessary. These requests ensure comfort and safety while adhering to legal requirements. Passengers over 75 receive modified TSA screening automatically. This allows them to keep shoes and light jackets on and to request a seated pat-down for comfort and safety. Informing TSA officers discreetly about medical devices such as pacemakers, insulin pumps, or joint replacements helps ensure a smooth experience. Carrying a TSA notification card or a note from a doctor provides further clarity without exposing personal medical information to the public. These modifications make security screening safer, faster, and less physically demanding for seniors. Tarmac delays can be some of the most uncomfortable and stressful moments during a flight. Federal regulations protect passengers by setting strict limits. For domestic flights, passengers cannot remain on the tarmac for more than 3 hours, and for international flights, the limit is 4 hours. After 2 hours, Airlines are required to provide food, water, and access to lavatories. For seniors or passengers with medical needs, these rules are critical to ensuring safety and comfort. If you approach a tarmac delay, politely ask the flight attendants about provisions and, as necessary, about plans for deplaning. Understanding these rights allows you to handle frustrating delays calmly and confidently. All of these rights, from guided assistance to pre-boarding, free medical equipment, senior fares, TSA cares, priority handling during delays, accessible seating, modified TSA screening, and tarmac protections, are guaranteed by federal law. Airlines often hope that travelers will not know about them because they profit when people pay full price, struggle through airports alone, or deal with stress at security. Now that you know you can claim these rights, save money, move through airports calmly, and travel with confidence. Each right is triggered by the right request, clear communication, and understanding that this is not asking for a favor. It is asserting what you are legally entitled to receive. Next time you fly, remember these words. Ask for guided assistance if you need it. Request pre-boarding. Declare medical baggage correctly. Use TSA cares for stress-free security. Ask about senior fares and accessible seating. Handle delays confidently by asserting your rights. Every step of your journey can be smooth, calm, and dignified when you know how to navigate it. Share this information with friends and family because it can change the way they travel as well. Airlines must comply with these laws, and now you know how to make sure they do. By using these tips and phrases, every airport visit and every flight can become a journey approached with calm assurance rather than stress and uncertainty. Air travel no longer needs to be exhausting, confusing, or anxiety-inducing. It can be manageable, calm, and even enjoyable. By knowing your rights and speaking the correct words, you transform the experience from overwhelming to smooth. Your next flight can be completely different from every flight you have taken before. You can arrive at the airport ready, calm, and confident. You can navigate security with ease, board without stress, and travel with dignity. This knowledge empowers you to take control of your journey and ensures that you receive every accommodation you are legally entitled to, while saving money and stress along the way. By remembering these strategies, using the right words, and asserting your rights confidently, you can finally experience the kind of travel you deserve. Airports and airlines are no longer intimidating obstacles, but controlled, manageable spaces where you have the support you need, the space you require, and the rights that protect you at every step of the journey.